Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good week ahead of you. Grind forward, be productive, stay on your program. If anybody out there wants coaching or mentoring, go to my website at skyazrael.com. You can also go find me on Facebook or Instagram. Let's just philosophize a little bit. Does power and money corrupt? I've been watching this P. Diddy thing unfold, and I've wondered, what makes a guy do that? Is it the money and the power, or was he already like that? Is it just the personality type? And I've been working class or poor. I guess I'm middle class now, technically. I don't think I'm upper class. I'm middle class. But from a poverty mindset, which I've had most of my life, there's a certain cynicism attached to it where, sure, it's easy to believe that all people of wealth, of money, of means, are corrupt. Money's the root of all evil, and as soon as you touch a $100 bill, you start thinking about evil. And if you put it down, you're like, whoa, I don't know what came over me. Like it's the money that's evil. It's like the ring in the Lord of the Rings, where if you touch it, it makes you evil. No, I think it's the person. What about power? If I take you off of the factory floor, lead you into an office, no more brown shirt, now you're a blue shirt, wear suit and tie, briefcase, you got an office, you're going to get paid 3-4 times as much, as more money you ever made in your life. You have responsibility, you're going to have all those friends that you used to have on the factory floor, now they're your employees. You manage them now. Some people do turn into big jerks. And it's weird, it's too bad. It's a real bummer. And you wonder, what the fuck happened? Is it the job? Are all managers just jerks? If you were a manager, would you also be a jerk? Or is it just the person? Sure, he was cool when he worked next to you, and as soon as he got manager, he turned into a dick. But it's not the job, it's the person. And sometimes money or power is just like the water that plant needs to grow. He was already evil, he was already lost in his dark side, and that's what we're really talking about, is the dark side. Are you in control of the dark side? And sometimes all people need is a little bit of power, a little bit of wealth, and the dark side grows, flourishes, because they're not really in control of it. Jordan Peterson talks about this, where a weakling, a rabbit, is not moral. Weakness is not morality. You're just too scared to do anything. And that's not morality. You have to be able to do it and be at the crossroads and say, maybe I won't do that. I could, but I won't. That's being virtuous. A weakling isn't virtuous. As soon as you give him a little bit of power or a little bit of money, he may act out like a tyrant. And that's how a guy like Puff Daddy can act like Nero, some evil emperor. All you have to do is give him some power and some money. And people may say, well, I knew him when he was 14 and he was cool. He might not have been that cool deep inside his head, because the dark side was taking over. So this is my advice. For those of you that are trying to level up in your life, for those of you, not every one of you is trying to be more successful, you're not all trying to become better versions of yourself, but some of us are on this journey, and as you rise in strength, in power, in wealth, as you get better at your survival and you start to thrive, you're no longer just surviving like the weaklings, you're thriving. You You want to absolutely have your dark side in check, and you want to continually be on top of this. You don't just do it once and then you're done and say, yeah, I did that a few years ago, I'm good. You continually make sure that that shadow doesn't creep under the door, doesn't creep into the room. Because if you're not aware of it, it'll take you over and consume you. And you can start acting evil, start acting like a big jerk. I've never been a millionaire, and I've never had a position of major power, but I do have a little money, and I've owned many businesses. And as a boss, I've recognized that with some employees, not all, some employees are desperate for the job. They may not have a lot of confidence in themselves or in their resume or in their skill set. And you literally are holding their lives in your hand. And when you have that kind of power over a man, if you're evil, you absolutely can manipulate them, and they will do it. So it's up to you to be on top of this, because you're not taking your money with you. I don't know what you believe about afterlife, but I absolutely believe in good and evil. I believe in heaven and hell. And I don't know if I'm going to heaven, but one of the paths to hell is to allow your dark side to take you over. I did music promotions for about 5 or 6 years here in Central Florida. Get a venue, get a bunch of bands, get a sound guy. Some venues have their own sound guy. We used to work with Brian Alexon as our sound guy. I don't know what happened to Brian, and if anybody knows what happened to Brian, tell him to contact me. And we would put on shows, and I did notice, again, this position of power. And it takes self-control and restraint, because I'm the one putting the show on. You want to get on stage, you got to talk to me. A lot of guys in these bands are desperate to get on stage. Their biggest dream is to be on stage in front of people, and I could do that for you this week. I could put you on stage this week. What's your dream? To be on stage? I could do that for you. I could help you accomplish your dream. That gives me a certain amount of power. And not everybody handles it well. So I've had some of these scenarios in my life. Maybe you've had positions of power. Maybe you've had come-ups with money. And you realize that if you're not careful, if you're not on top of yourself, you could fall into pleasure-seeking, you could fall into vice, you could fall into ego, thinking you're better than others, thinking you're smarter than others. You got to stay humble. And I think that ultimately this is about long-term success. So it's about mindset. What we're talking about is mindset, and to stay good as opposed to evil. To keep yourself in check and to keep that dark side in check will be essential to your success. Or else you could absolutely end up like P. Diddy. And watch, my prediction is the next story that we're going to hear about P. Diddy is that he's going to be Epsteined. P. Diddy is going to be Epsteined soon enough. Thanks for watching.